Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video, it's all about dividends. It's all about dividends because I absolutely love getting that passive income. Now, some of you sitting there probably thinking, that doesn't really matter, this and that, but it matters to me, and everybody's journey is different. Mine, what I'm trying to do here is buy high quality companies, hold them for minimum of a year, and then carry on you're holding on to them for quite some time, and then get that passive income. Get that, of course, a lot of the companies that I own in this portfolio are dividend growers. That means every single year they're growing that dividend 5%, 10%, and of course in a couple of years down the line, hopefully my yield on cost will be way higher than my initial costs, so my current portfolio yield. So InshaAllah, that's the goal, and receiving those dividends means a lot to me because InshaAllah in the long run I would love to be able to retire early if I can, and of course use some of that dividend as a passive income just to use, of course, for my daily expenses and so on. Now, having said that, you need a huge portfolio to be able to live off, but again it depends on your expenses and so on, and that's video for another day. If you would like me to talk about that side of things, let me know in the comment below, and then InshaAllah I'll talk about it. Now, I do have a rental property as well, that plus the dividends I'm going to share with you guys today. So there have been, I think, about 13 different companies that paid me in the month of March. So that's what we're going to talk about. Then I'm going to talk about the rental income, add the two together and show you exactly how much I've been paid and how much I'm expecting in the coming months, InshaAllah. So if you love, if you like this type of content, you enjoying what I'm doing here, you enjoy the transparency and so on, then of course like the videos. I'm trying to be transparent as much as I can, and of course one of the things that I want to do is carry on with this channel, InshaAllah, as much as I can. I'm not saying I'm investment banker or anything like that. I'm not a scholar, and I will continue to make mistakes, and I'm learning from my mistakes and so on, and I'm not the finished product. So if I make mistakes, apologies. And again, the other thing is everybody's opinion is different. Some people will tell me dividends are completely useless and you should be buying high growth companies. I appreciate that, but then this is my journey. Of course, you need to do what you need to do for your own investment and so on. So let's get into the video. But before we do that, as always, if you like this type of content, please like the videos. It really genuinely helps the channel, and let me know if if you have any specific questions. I would also really appreciate if you can join us in the Patreon account, where you get access to all the buys and sells that I'm making, all the dividend trackers that I created myself and so on, the ETF trackers, and then the Sharia compliant investing ebook that I've also put together. So that will cost you about 50p per day, and it helps the channel. Of course, you can also talk to brothers who are actually sharing all the buys and sells and sharing good practices on the Discord as well, InshaAllah. Right, let's get started. So like I said, 13 different companies have paid me this month, and the first one is Visa. I do have 20 shares of Visa. I've had them for quite some time. I do feel like Visa is it's not undervalued, it's not overvalued, it's fairly valued at the moment according to Morningstar, and is one of the companies that I would love to own for a very, very long time. So as we go along, I'm going to talk about each individual stock and just kind of give you a brief information what I would like to do moving forward, okay? So Visa is definitely one of the companies that I want to hold on to. They paid me over £7, which is not a lot. But again, this company, I'll share it with you guys when I do the portfolio update. But I think I'm up about £1,000 right now. So it's not just about the dividends for this company, it's also the growth side of it. Between Visa and MasterCard, they actually do a lot of the processing, transactions and all of that stuff. Every time you put your card through either MasterCard or Visa, they of course get a cut from that. So I really like the business model. I like the company, and again, it's Sharia compliant because they do not deal with anything to do with the riba side of things. They just make sure that transaction from the buyer to the seller is taking place, and they get their cut from the bank and so on. Next company is Cummins. This is one of the industrial companies. They basically one of the oldest companies out there, and they basically paid me about over just £19. Now, I do have 17 shares. I wish I bought more of this company. They were undervalued not long ago. Now I feel like they're definitely overvalued. I do have that 17 shares. I've had it for quite some time. and I think I'm up actually almost over £1,000 on this company. I'll actually double check with this one in a bit, because they've gone up so much. I think it's almost right now the price for this company is almost £300, which $300, which is quite huge. And not long ago it was about 200 something. So I'll share that with you guys. Next one is J&J, Johnson & Johnson, one of the biggest companies out there, one of my favorite company out there. They've got AAA ratings. That's the highest any companies can get. I think there's only two companies, Microsoft and this company, that have AAA ratings from S&P Global. And yeah, so 35 shares, £27, almost £28 of dividends that I've received from them in the month of March. Next company is S&P Global, 16 shares, almost at £10. I really like this company. Like, just going back to Cummins, and by the way, I'm definitely not selling this company. I'm going to hold on to it, even though it's a bit overvalued. J&J is exactly the same. Right now, it's actually basically not undervalued, but it is fairly valued. So I wouldn't mind actually buying a few more shares of this company if it goes down between, I can't remember the price right now, I think it's about 150 something. So if it goes below 150 or 155, whatever it was my price tag, I will actually like to own a few more shares of this company. Now S&P Global is really overvalued at the moment, so I'm not touching this company right now, so I'm going to leave it alone. Now 3M is definitely gone out of the portfolio. The last payment was just over £40. The reason I sold this company is because of course it was down quite a bit. I think I lost about 1,500 or whatever it was at some point, or maybe 1,300. I can't remember exact price, but I've lost quite a bit. And the reason was because of opportunity cost. I was just holding on to this company. I gave it 1 year to sort out all the legal situation and see if the price actually comes back to where I wanted it to be, $140 per share. It never happened. And it was only 110 or whatever. At some point it was 90 something, and it was just doom and gloom, and I knew that sooner or later they're going to have to cut the dividend. So I would not be surprised in the next couple of months if we hear that they cut the dividends. Now that would be really good for the business. They should cut completely the dividends and focus on paying off that lawsuit, as well as making sure the company, they've got a new CEO and all of that stuff. So they're doing a lot of things to make sure to clear things up. But I don't have any more patience with this company. Well, I didn't, and I sold it completely. I don't have that money anymore. I basically put it into other companies. One of my favorite companies is Home Depot. I wish I bought more. Is overvalued right now. 14 shares. I've had it for a very long time. I've got about almost £21 from this company. I'm holding on to it. I wish it comes back down again. It's one of the companies that have gone up so much in the last few months. I'll share that with you guys, how much I'm up in terms of price appreciation. Really like the company. They've been increasing the dividend quite some time. I think it's about almost $8, $9 per every share of this company that I own. Qualcomm, I really love the company. Remember when we were talking, if you've been with me for the last year or so, you would have seen me almost down 500, 600 pounds with this company. Now I think I'm up 1,500, 1,400 right now, because it has gone up so much with everything else. And now when it comes to AI, they actually now one of the companies that have been talking about it, investing in AI and so on. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price continues to go up. And right now they are overvalued. So 40 shares, £21, that's what I've received in the month of March. So next one is Public Storage. At the time I had 24 shares. I think I've got 25 now. This company for some reason is now my biggest holdings, which is absolutely crazy, and I'm still down as well. So because that means I've been buying it a lot lately, and I haven't actually realized. So they paid me almost £48 and 50 pence, which is quite nice. 24 shares right now. I've got 25 shares. I really like this. Is my favorite REIT out there. And so yeah, I'm going to hold on to it. It's not overvalued. I'm going to continue buying it if it comes back down again. Another one, the Broadcom. I really love this company. I sold 3 shares not long ago. I wish I didn't, but it's absolutely fine because I took quite a bit of profit off the table. I think it was about 1,500 or something along those lines. It paid me almost £18, which is quite nice. It's not about the dividends for this company, although they've actually got their 5-year average. I think it's like 20-something%. Compound annual growth rate, but it's not about the dividends for me. This company is more to do with the right now, especially with the AI and everything else. They came out, they said every single device they have, a networking device they have, they're going to embed in some sort of an AI into it, make it a bit more intelligent, so a lot of these companies can benefit from that side. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of this company. Union Pacific, one of my favorite all-time companies. Again, I keep saying my favorites, but these companies genuinely are. About 26 shares right now, £23 that they paid me in the month of March. Again, I feel like it's a bit overvalued right now, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. I'm up quite a bit as well. I'll share that with you at the end. Hershey is a new position to the portfolio. It's been in here for the last whatever months. So yeah, I'm going to continue buying more. I would like to get to at least 40 shares of this company. £23 is what they paid me. Still fairly valued, undervalued, sort of a territory. It's not overvalued yet. So yeah, I'm going to continue buying it, inshallah, if it keeps going down, especially if we see a correction. Next one is AstraZeneca, one of my favorite UK companies. 36 shares at the time. I think now I have about 40 shares, £56.90, which is quite a lot. This is, I think, the highest I've been paid in this month. So it's really, really good. I'm going to continue buying more. It's still undervalued. The growth rate is double digits expected for the next few years. So we'll be really interested, inshallah, to see how that goes. UPS, this company had let me, a little bit let me down. Because it's gone down. Well, actually, it hasn't let me down because I bought more shares and now got 40 shares since it's actually come down. And I don't think it is going to continue going down, because recently they came up, they've talked about basically what they're going to do in order to make sure they take care of their shareholders, and making sure the business is actually solid going forward. And the growth side of things, it might be 1 year or so that we still in this kind of territory of not sure what's going on. And maybe EPS coming down a little bit, revenue coming down a little bit. But of course, if the markets, if the economy recovers fully and people feel happy about their jobs and everything else, they'll go online and buy stuff, and this company will be delivering. Although Amazon is a threat to this company, I genuinely feel like they still have a place. So £34 they paid me, and 65 pence for 32 shares I own of this company. In total, so the month of March, I've received £212.50. That's about $268 US, which is quite nice. Now, I've shared with you guys sometimes on Simply Save Dividend how much I'm getting paid, which is like almost 400 something pounds US dollars. But remember, I have to pay 15% tax for every single stock. On top of that is basically sometimes some of the stocks that I got, basically I've basically bought them recently. I've missed out that ex-dividend dates. So for that reason, it's about £270, which is actually quite $70, which is quite nice. So just to show you, it's not all about price appreciation, right? And just dividends. Is also about price appreciation as well. Look at this company now. Public Storage is actually that became my biggest holdings. Now I'm just going to quite quickly show you the companies that we talked about today. AstraZeneca, as you can see, I'm down about 2%. Broadcom, I'm up about 183%. That's almost the £3,400. Although I actually took some profit recently, about £1,000 or whatever it was. I'm still up that much. Let me quickly, just to be on transparent kind of thing, I'm just going to show you very quickly when I sold last time. Those two shares that I've sold was about £1,000. Okay. Next one is Cummins, again £1,000 or £1,100 right now, 38% up for that one. Next one is Hershey. It's about 2.7% up. Home Depot over £1,160 up, £37. J&J just about up 3.8% of that. Next company, Public Storage, like I said, I'm down a little bit, just less than 1%. That's probably why. Remember, it was not long ago, I think I was down almost £800-900. Qualcomm, again, similar thing. It was down not long ago, but right now is 1,400 up. Again, this can easily change if the markets see some sort of a correction. And then S&P Global, again, £788 up, 17% up right now. And then Union Pacific is another one, £948 or 22% up. And then UPS, which is down about 700, over almost £800, about 14%. And then Visa finally £1,000. So overall, okay, this is not, like I've always said to you, it's not just about the dividends, it's also about the price appreciation. Now, a couple of more things before I finish the video. I just want to share with you guys in terms of growth side of it from the dividends. Okay, in 2020 when I started, I've received 163 pounds. Then the following year, 2021, was 558 pounds, then 1,162 pounds, and last year was 1,683 pounds. So far this year, we are on 314 pounds. So we'll continue to see what happens. We're already in the third month of the year. Okay, so 4th April now. So inshallah, we'll continue to see what happens with that. Now, this is kind of predicted, but you have to just take this into consideration, the fact that I need to pay 15%. As well as that, of course, any prices, any stocks that I buy or sell, you have to take that into consideration as well. But April, I'm expecting about $240 US. Again, if I miss the ex dividends, okay, then of course it doesn't take that into consideration, if you like. And final thing I want to talk about is the rental income. I have 1-bedroom apartment in United Kingdom in Leicester that pays me £550. I pay management fee, and alhamdulillah I have no repairs in the month of March, so that paid me £484. In total, I've received almost £700, okay, in total passive income, if you like. So alhamdulillah is good. Okay, inshallah one day this will be in the thousands and I should be able to live off that money. Again, you might think that's unrealistic, but again, I'm gonna go for it and let you see. Every single month I've been sharing with you guys since January, since almost 2 years now, I've been doing this, and every single month I honestly share with you guys everything that I'm doing, and I'm going to continue doing that, inshallah. So if you like this type of content, you enjoy what I'm doing, and you would like to join us on on this journey, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your family and friends, join us in the Patreon account where you can actually help the channel directly. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum.